Welcome, guys, to According to Low Elo, the only podcast. Okay, I was hoping I was gonna think of something there. The only podcast. Help me out. You're supposed to help me out.
The only podcast where you have two idiots telling you how to play this game. Woo! I don't know.
True. Factually accurate. Okay.
That is factually accurate, actually.
You really have no reason to be listening to us.
Yes, you do. We're entertaining. Are we entertaining? I don't know.
No.
Maybe that's thinking too highly of myself. Hey, check it out, guys. We got a big-ass patch coming at you this week.
Here we go.
There's I didn't even count how many changes there are, just looking at the little key, but there is so many friggin' changes. And I find it rather interesting, and actually I have a question for you guys right off the bat this episode. I want to know how you guys feel about these two giant patches back to back. Like, we didn't get no 3-week break between these like we did last time with those small patches where they took that fat unannounced break for no reason. We didn't get much of a warning other than like a week into the last patch, like, whoa, we got to make some changes, guys. And without having looked at the changes, I'm just looking at the nerfs and buffs section on the little key. I find it very odd that we just went ahead and gave everybody durability. And I'm looking at all these champions that are getting buffs, and these are the champions that don't do well with the durability. And the champions that do well with the durability are getting nerfed. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? If we're going to give these blanket durability changes, why are we taking so much away from the champions that benefited and giving so much back to the champions that didn't? Like, we're just kind of resetting the status quo back to where it was, I guess. Interesting.
I mean, we'll figure it out as we go through the changes.
We will.
Yeah, it's it's overwhelming, I'm sure, for a lot of people that probably don't even look at patch notes that often.
Seriously.
So let us know what you guys think. How is it?
Yeah.
How is it affecting you? Like, it might be a little too much.
I think so, but
so we're gonna go over last week's Q&A on our Bel'Veth episode. Is what are your official thoughts on Bel'Veth? Bel'Visi. Mayo wrote in and said, Riot just has to make every new champion OP on release, but I do love the design. It's unique. Of course, they have to make it OP. Because it's gotta compete with other OP things.
Right. Mayo, I'm interested. You said it's unique. I'm interested in what you find necessarily unique about it. I don't know. There's a champion who's got 4 dashes, a steroid, a big stat stick. Like, to me, that doesn't seem super unique, but like the actual look and feel of the champion, I feel like is unique. So I'm just curious to explore your idea on what you think or where you're finding the uniqueness, because I don't feel necessarily that many of her abilities are all that unique. Like, it kind of feels like a hodgepodge. I mean, obviously her Q is kind of unique in the fact that it's only goes 4 ways, but like the skills I don't find to be anything particularly new, I guess is the way I'd put it. Not like Aurelion Sol, I felt like was kind of groundbreaking, even though he's difficult to play.
I think I took his answer is like not even that in depth, just like her champion design, like what she looks like.
Right, and I agree. And if that's what we're talking, I totally agree. And that's why I just said I'm curious to know what you mean by her design, because I think that's a little on the vague side, personally. But either way, I like it. Thanks for writing in.
Yeah, Gungnir also wrote in and said, I think this champion is very complicated. I know Phalaris had trouble making the jungle clear video for her. I'm assuming that's a YouTuber. I'm not familiar with her. I'm very curious because she kind of reminds me of Jarvan, where she has very good early game presence.
Yeah.
So she literally can gank on level 2.
This is true.
4 dashes and a knockup. But it's also odd because you want to be hard farming to get your passive stacks up.
Yes. Yeah, it is weird. It almost reminds me of like a Yi, if you, because Yi's not like, yeah, Yi has to get 6, but he's not that strong at 6 in comparison to some of the other junglers that like they hit 6 and that's their go button, like Nocturne, right?
Mm-hmm.
like it reminds me of like a maybe closer to like a Siobhan in the fact that like typically you power farm till 6 and then you come to play, you know. So again, I'm with you. She does seem complicated in terms of exactly the best way to play her, but I think that'll get ironed out in the first week.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll have a low win rate.
Yep.
They're gonna buff all her damage and yada yada yada.
And then I'm gonna sit here and punch myself in the cockiness. Anyways, guys, we got a shit ton to go over, so let's get right into it.
Can I start with 3 really quick things just looking at this?
Yes.
There's 3 things, and we're going to go over them really quick. First thing, on buffs. Sona is mentioned. There are no Sona buffs on this patch.
That is very weird.
So someone fucked up on the
Sure
yeah, there's no Sona buffs, but it says there's a buff. Okay. Someone made a mistake.
Okay.
Second thing, at the very bottom, it talks about Bel'Veth is getting released tomorrow on Thursday, June 9th. Same thing with all the skins, and then the Prestige skin for Seraphine. They are leaving that Prestige skin in the shop for a month now, unlike Senna, who was in the shop for 2 weeks. So now this skin will be available for a month, a little over a month. So that's big news too, if you're interested in picking up that skin. Because I'm also pretty sure, like we said, they didn't even tell anybody when that skin was going to go bye-bye. The Senna skin. It just disappeared.
Yeah. That was... Well, that's what sparked the debate too, right? And I think they learned like, oh, we goofed, so we're going to not do that again. But I'm surprised they didn't bring the Senna... Or did they bring the Senna skin back?
No, I don't think so. It's gone.
I don't remember seeing it, but I don't look in the shop often enough, so...
And then third thing, which is actually going into this patch, and we're gonna start with this. They are nerfing Grievous Wounds I have no idea why. They are nerfing it even further. So if you just want to, I'm gonna scroll down really quick because it's basically the same thing for all these items. They're nerfing it, guys. Grievous Wounds, when it was normally, what was it at 40? Was it 40 for the base, and then it went to 30, and now it's at 25. Okay. For like Bramble Vest, it used to be 40. Last patch, they brought it to 30, and now it's going to 25. And that's all those like intermittent items are the 25, and then the like your Thornmail or your Mortal Reminder are going to be at 40%. So they're all dropping. Why?
Every champion has so much fucking healing in this game too. Like why?
Grievous Wounds, when it was at its 60%, didn't do shit.
Wait, is Varus on this list of nerfs?
I'm pretty sure it's every champion. Let me read what exactly it says, because I thought it, let's see. Despite the systemic nerf / patch, Grievous Wounds is still too impactful in the game. Stop.
Champions like Silas exists, and Swain, and Aatrox, and Grievous
that's like,
too impactful.
That was like them saying Gangplank was hurting a little bit, so they needed to buff him.
Right.
Or like he was a little underwhelming.
Right.
Grievous Wounds never did shit. It sucked.
Yep.
So there's literally no reason, in my opinion, to fuck. Okay, so it was Varus is hit.
Yeah.
If you see that, okay.
I see Ignite and Katarina and Varus. Jesus.
Kled, Singe, yeah. There, in my opinion, now there's literally no reason to build these fucking items.
No, just play a champion that has an innate, and you're better off that way.
Like, sure, they're compensating. Like, if you look at I know Bramble Vest is getting the return damage on Thorns is going up. Mm-hmm. Same thing on Thornmail. So the passive is getting up by the return damage. But you buy these items for the Grievous Wounds because there's so much fucking healing in the goddamn game. And sure, that means there might be longer fights. I don't want that. I don't want to fucking... There's literally no reason to buy these items.
I literally don't want to get into a situation where I'm level 18 and Olaf is level 18 and he just wins because he out-heals. Like, we sit there slapping each other and he wins because he fucking out-heals. Like, what game state is that? Like, fuck that.
Like, I feel like the only one that's worth is Putrifier, because, like, a support shielder is going to be able to...
Exactly.
And it's cheap as fuck. Exactly. But I don't want to spend... I don't know. It sucks.
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think that means that all supports are. I think you're gonna see a brash of Enchanter supports coming back, and I think you're gonna see all those Enchanter supports building Putrefier, because it's obviously the only way to fucking make this thing work right. Yeah, I mean, there's no point. The items that have it officially suck balls, but yeah. So expect Enchanter supports. That's my speculative call. Expect the Enchanter supports to be super meta. Expect to see your Lulus again and your Jannas. Janna was already super OP anyways. Expect them all to have some form of Putrefier, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's such a good item for supports anyways. Like, even if you're not building it just for the Grievous, it's a Bama Glass item, which is good for most of those Enchanter supports anyways. So this just sounds stupid in my opinion, but I guess
here's the poll. I'll just say the poll. Do you guys think Grievous Wounds just needed to be nerfed more?
Fair enough. I think you know where our stance is.
Yeah, no, fucking buff that shit. Okay.
And I don't want to influence your guys' stance. I mean, if you really think that it should be, then hey, no big deal. No big deal. You're not hurting my feelings.
You're hurting mine because I don't want to fucking. Just kidding. Alrighty, so let's go back up then.
Let's do it. We're gonna skip over Belvusi because we already went over this champion, so fuck that thing.
Go listen to that episode, guys. Watch all the videos on her. She's getting released on June 9th.
Yeah, I want to see the rundown. I actually haven't seen that yet. I'm sure it's good to be a punny good time. We'll start off with Chelios. Tell me what's going on with Chelios.
Let's see, passive attack speed and lethality will rank up is increased. Okay.
What was the first thing that I said when we got into this podcast is about the nerfs and the buffs? And here's a champion that was hit by the durability patch, and look what they're doing. They said, fuck it, we're going to give him damage back.
So let's see, bonus attack speed.
I don't get it.
Is going from 6 to 36% to 7.5 to 45%. Bonus lethality is going from 4.5 to 27 to 5.5 to 33. That's like negating the durability patch.
That's exactly what I'm saying. What the fuck are we doing here?
That's so odd. Like those numbers look good, but that's literally just making up for every champion that gets almost 2 armor. Like,
that was the first thing I said, and so far I'm 100% correct.
We're 1 for 1. I'm gonna keep a track. They're literally just rolling back every fucking thing.
Check this one out. Brand has been on fire since the durability update, given that everyone having more HP increases the value of his abilities. We're partially extinguishing his ability to burn his enemies with % max health damage. Passive burn damage was 3% max health over 4 seconds, now 2.5% over 4 seconds. The detonate burn damage was 10 to 14%, levels 1 through 17. That's obviously scaling on max health. It's now 9 to 13%. So you're losing 0.5% in the regular burn and 1% in the detonation. So his isn't quite as big, but again, here you are, durability patch. But this one is taking damage away because he was doing a fuck ton of damage. I mean, he was kind of OP even though I wasn't seeing him. I heard a lot of people complaining about this champion. So let's call it 1 for 2 so far.
What is the point of this? Like, they put out a massive patch, and then they're just rolling shit back.
Why not just roll back the entire fucking patch if we're gonna go this far? But fuck it. Tell me about Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, Q80 scaling decreased early and increased late. Mana cost increased early and decreased late. E base damage increased and cooldown decrease. Q physical damage is going from the base damage is staying the same, but the scaling is dropping by 5% early and going up by 15 late. So that is 130% to 125% to 205% of the bonus AD. Or it's just not even bonus, it's just flat AD.
Yep.
Mana cost is getting increased by 5 early and then dropping by 15 late. Okay. And then the E magic damage, I forget this does magic damage. 80 the base is changing from 70 to 230 to 80 to 280. Why? I had no idea that had an 80% AP. Guys,
but why are we adding 50 at the late game stage? What are we doing?
It doesn't really matter because that's the last ability you max. So
right.
I don't think you're ever going to see that. But
right. But what are we doing?
And then cooldown is going to be the same early and dropping by 2 seconds at max rank to 8 seconds.
I'm ready for everyone to build Magic Pen on Caitlyn. I'm just kidding.
Holy shit.
Please don't do that. I'm kidding. Seriously. But what are we doing? What are we doing? We just said, yeah, we want more longer drawn out team fights. And then enter Caitlyn, the fucking champion who's got the longest range. And guess what? You get some bonus damage at the end of the game instead. What are we doing? This is fucking ridiculous. Alright, so 2 for 3, huh?
Sure.
Fizz. Health growth decreased, mana growth increased. The title trickster has been keeping his head above water, but his big mana costs feel pretty bad in extended combat. Well, yeah, this one kind of makes sense. We're giving him more to work with later in game, but also bring down his tankiness. I have seen a lot of people running PTA just to get more damage on this champion. Mm-hmm. So they're just hitting his base stats, which is, I don't think, anything too crazy. Health growth is from 112 to 106. The health at level 18 is going to drop from 2544 to 2442. That's actually kind of a lot for an assassin mage. He's an assassin, 100. Right? Like, that's a lot of health. 2400 base health is kind of a lot anyways. Mana growth was 37. It's going to go to 52, which means his mana at level 18, instead of being 940 or 946, I can't tell what that is. It's going to be 1201. So pretty big implication there. Said this guy costs too much mana, even though he's the slipperiest, one of the most slippery champions in the game because he's got the dash on his Q and he's got the backflip. But he apparently uses too much mana, so that's what we got going for him. That's not too crazy. We'll see what happens.
No, I'll take it. Gragas, Q AP scaling increase, cooldown decrease, E cooldown decrease. Oh Jesus, this sounds gross. Q damage getting a 10% AP scaling. Base damage is staying the same, so that's going from 70 to 80% AP. Cooldown is dropping by 1 second at all ranks. It is now 10 to 6 seconds. That's pretty big because this is this is the first ability you max on this dude.
Yep.
And then the E cooldown is dropping by 2 seconds early, and it'll round out to the same at max rank, which is again big because I think you max this last.
Yes, I think so. I think, well, if you didn't, you definitely do now.
Yeah, for sure.
I like this because Gragas has been relegated to tank builds ever since they nerfed his AP a while ago. Was that last year? Whenever they they hurt him because he was so popular as an AP champ. So this kind of brings him back into the game. I'm okay with this. As a champion that doesn't do that much damage if you don't build damage, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I'll take the... We're just going to see those fucking Predator Jungle Gragas full AP. It's going to fucking one-shot you now.
Steven, you're back in the game, dude. Move on down to Gwen. Who wants to guess probably what's happening here? W cooldown increased. Bonus armor MR decreased early and now scales with ability rank. E cooldown refund from first basic attack decreased. So they're nerfing Gwen. Which I'm surprised. Okay, looks like they're starting to prove me wrong here.
This champion is disgusting, dude.
She is.
I've been seeing so much of this, so she needs it.
Right. So the Hallowed Mist bonus armor and MR while inside the mist was 20 plus 5% AP. It's now scaling with level, so it's 12 to 20 plus 5% AP. I find that actually a lot better, saying you can't just outduel me at level 6 or whatever. Like, you actually have to work for it.
This is an ability you max last, so it's going to be hurting for a while.
For sure. And then her cooldown, well, you might max it a little bit. I don't know. But cooldown goes from 22 to 14. It's now going to be 22 to 18, so maybe that's why you max it last. But that's her big protective, you can't touch me. Sorry, Gwen is immune, as you see that shit all the goddamn time. Her E, skip and slash, the cooldown refund on first attack was 60%. You're going to lose 10% onto that one.
It's no big deal.
I have nothing else to add.
No. Irelia, Q healing increased. We're just going to stop right there.
We'll have 4 for 7 now, or something like that?
Glad Grievous Wounds is getting nerfed, guys.
Yeah.
E cooldown decreased early. Why are they buffing this fucking champion?
I think this champion's been getting shit on, actually.
I don't care. This champion is fucking insane.
She's gross in the right hands for sure.
Q, healing going from 7% to 11% of your AD to 9% to 13% of your AD. E, flawless duet. Cooldown is getting lowered by 2 seconds early from 18 to 16, and then it rounds out to 12 seconds.
That's her stun,
At
right?
max. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Was I telling you, was it last night I was talking about this game where I had a Smurf? Like, it was a level, yeah, I think I was telling you, it was like a level 37 account. Aurelia had perfect CS. Maybe I wasn't. Perfect CS at 15 minutes. And I'm like, sweet, dude.
You're so
this
good.
champion, yeah, in the hands of a good person,
It's fucking
just
busted.
zipping all over the place, gonna be fucking
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous is what it is.
This is already not sounding like a great patch.
Trucking right along, you got your buddy Kane, who's getting Q damage decrease in darkened form. Whoa, we're getting a decrease in damage? What? Obviously, darkened form was the way to go after the durability patch. That's not hard to figure out. The reaping / darkened form damage was 65% AD plus 5%. Reading this is fucking stupid. Fuck reading this. You're gonna lose 0.5% on the bonus every 180 bonus. It's fucking stupid. You're not losing a whole lot. I don't think it's a big difference, to be honest with you, because it's per 100 bonus AD, and so if you only lose 0.5% on the scaling on that, that's not enough to do anything, I don't think. So we'll see what happens. I still fully expect this champion to be ridiculous. They should have dropped it by 1 whole percentage point or 1.5 or something. I don't know. This is kind of silly.
Any champion, again, we're talking about that have innate healing, are going to be bonkers because we're nerfing Grievous Wounds.
Yep.
All right, Kog'Maw. Q armor and MR shred decrease. Passive attack speed decrease. W % max health damage on hit decrease.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's... Wow, he's getting hit.
I know he's been super popular because of the durability, too.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
He's got a shred, he's got fucking distance, he's got massive attack speed, and he had a shitty weak health pool that it was now increased, so they made him really good early on. So go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's good. Armor and MR shred amount is getting lowered by 2%. That's the passive of your Q, and then... that's the active.
Yep.
And then the passive bonus attack speed is getting lowered by 5% at all ranks. That's pretty big.
Good.
W, the on-hit max % health damage is going to be the same early, and then is going to fall off by 1% late. I mean, that makes sense. It's like, they buff all the health, and of course I got to bring down the champions that have max HP damage.
I was going to say, can I ask this question? Do they forget that they have a shit ton of champions with max HP damage? Because, I feel like we're going to keep seeing that happen, where these champions that have max HP damage are going to lose some damage. It's like they forgot that exists or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe they didn't. Maybe they had all these changes in mind, but they didn't want to just crowd it into the one patch, because that would have been bonkers.
I mean, yeah, that's possible too. It's just really weird. Just really weird. I don't know how else to put it. But let's keep going. We got Lee Sin. Base AD increased. Q damage increased. I almost said decreased because apparently I can't read. Base AD is going to go up by 2 from 66 to 68. The Q Sonic Wave and the Resonating Strike. The Sonic Wave damage was 50 to 150 plus 100% bonus AD. It's now going to be 55 to 155 plus 100% bonus AD, so you're getting 5 at all ranks. The Resonating Strike minimum damage is going to be the same as the Sonic Wave damage. And the max damage is going to be double that. So for those that can't do math, it's going to be 110 to 310 plus 200% bonus AD. I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't think I need to go over every single number with you guys. Tell me about Lilia.
I will, right after this break. All right, Lilia. Let's go.
Lilia, dude, I saw this crazy video today that this fucking champion 1v5'd because of her fucking healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad they're doing something to her, but we're taking away Grievous Wounds, and this champion is a really decent top laner because of her healing, and it's gonna be fucking busted still, I think.
I'd say, but was it a 9-man sleep?
Close enough. The other team, well, it was a 5-man sleep without actually using the sleep, so.
Base health decreased, passive damage decreased, so they're not touching the healing. Cool.
No.
Let's see, the passive, the base percentage is staying the same, but the percentage per 100 AP of the target's max HP is going down by 0.3%. No big deal. Oops, I accidentally missed the base stats of the health. And that is, her base health is getting lowered by 25.
So they're just trying to tell you, I guess, hit her early and hit her often, counter jungle, because she does scale into a mad woman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Master Yi right on this list. HP growth decreased. E base true damage on hit decreased. Wow.
Thank God.
It turns out when a Takey champion can deal true damage, it's a little strong. We're taking down Yi's durability and true damage because, as we talked about, the Sunfire Yi is fucking stupid. So his health growth was 106. It's going to be now at 100. So his health at level 18 is going to drop from 2471 to 2369. The Wuju style is going to take a hit. Take a hit late. You're going to lose 12 on it late. It's going to be the same early, and you're going to keep the same scaling. So 30 to 50 plus 35% bonus AD instead of the old 30 to 62 with the 35% bonus AD. So that might be rather impactful. I mean, 12 true damage is a lot considering you can't mitigate it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that plays out. I still would be surprised if people didn't build at least Bruiser Yi at the very worst.
Gore Drinker?
I was thinking Stridebreaker maybe.
Okay.
With a slow, but you know what? I don't play this champion, so maybe that's a terrible fucking idea.
All right, Nunu. Q healing against non-champions increased. E cooldown now decreases with ability rank. Okay, Q consume healing against non-champions. The base is staying the same, but the AP scaling is going up by 20, and the bonus HP scaling is going up by 4%.
I like that actually. I like that. They're telling you still build him as a tank, even though we're giving you options to build him AP. They're still telling you to build him as a tank. I like that.
That's gross, dude. 4% is a lot.
That is a lot, for sure.
And then the Q healing against champions, the base is staying the same. AP ratio is going up by 12 from 42 to 54. And then the bonus HP scaling is going from, is at 3.6% to 6% bonus HP. And then E Snowball Barrage cooldown is going from 14 at all ranks to 14 to 10 seconds.
Okay.
Wow, this sounds OP. This might be the biggest.
This might be like the
far.
sleeper one. Yeah. This is
so far. This is big.
This is really good because I didn't realize that his Q scaled off his bonus health too. Which is like saying, guys, like, yes, you do have a 90% AP ratio, but like, here's a perfect champion that could build Demonic Embrace and make good use out of it. You're getting a little bit of health stats, you're getting some AP. Like, you might build that AP Bruiser on Nunu now. That's a possibility, a very big possibility. So keep an eye out for that. He probably won't go full tank, but keep an eye out for that, guys.
All right, Olaf.
Choloff, my least favorite Cholo. Passive maximum lifesteal value threshold increased. Q damage increased. Minimum recast time decreased. W cooldown increased late. R passive armor and MR decreased. Okay, there's lots to unpack here, guys. The passive Berserker Rage. So the maximum value threshold for lifesteal was at 22.5% max health. They're going to push that up, and that's not terrible because I know early game he really fucking struggles with this. They're going to push him up to 30% max health, and they're going to take down his lifesteal to compensate. It was 10 to 30% levels 1 through 18. It's now 8 to 25% levels 1 through 18. So early it's still going to be similar, but late you're going to see a much steeper drop off. And I'm not mad at that if they're going to reduce the Grievous, if they're also going to reduce the lifesteal value as well. So that's not a terrible thing to see here. Q, the Undertow, the Axe Throw. I don't know why they even call it Undertow. The damage on this is going to keep the same 100% bonus AD ratio, But you're going to get a buff in the base damage by 10. So from 60 to 260, it's going to be 70 to 270 at max rank. And the minimum time between casts is going to drop by a half second from 3 to 2.5 seconds. The W, Tough It Out, which I think is just kind of a lame name. The cooldown's going up late. It was 16 to 10. It's now going to be 16 to 12. And the Ragnarok passive armor and MR was 10 to 40. It's now 10 to 30. Ranks 1 through 3. So a bunch of little base things here. I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about on it though.
No, I think I played a game last night. I don't think I told you, but again, it was I'm playing normal games, guys, because fuck ranked.
Yeah.
I did end up getting a pentakill with this dude last night. You just run through motherfuckers.
That's
man.
it.
It's I toughed it out. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, nice one.
Yep. All right. Rakan, Q healing increase, W cooldown decrease, E mana cost decrease, shield strength increase. That's a lot. Okay. Q healing base is going from 18 to 90 to 30 to 115 levels 1 through 18. It's not bad. I feel like that Q healing doesn't do jack shit anyways.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not mad at it because it doesn't do shit anyways.
Okay. W cooldown getting decreased by 2 seconds at all ranks from 18 to 12. Now it is 16 to 10. Okay. E mana cost is dropping. Wow, it is dropping by 20 early and then 40 late. That's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
And then shield strength is getting increased by, and it's going from 35 to 135 to 15 to 150, and the AP scaling at 7%. Saying this is some big buffs.
So, yeah, it looks like 15 points at all ranks. Yeah. So, you know what? That's good, though. This champion's been fucking useless since the durability update. Haven't seen this champion in like a month and a half anyways. But you further make him useless. And they're right. His whole fucking thing is to help someone blow up another champion or really engage. But he's not a tank. So he needs something. He needs to be able to get in and out. And with the durability and the longer fights, I think it makes sense to allow him to have a little bit more healing and allow him to be able to jump in and out a little bit more often. So that I don't think that's bad. I like that one. Rangity Dangity, the Rengar, Knife Cat, whatever you're calling him these days, his base health is decreased and his R cooldown is increased late. I don't know why they're doing this. Nobody's fucking playing this champion anyways. They're still preferring Kha'Zix or Nocturne over this champion. So why are we doing this? I don't know. His base health was 655. It's now going to be 620. And his ulti was 110 to 70, is now 110 to 90 seconds on the cooldown. So pretty big difference there. I guess I'm not too mad. I know when he ultis and you're running around bot lane playing ADC, you start really puckering up and waiting for it. So I guess you can pucker up a little less often, but like really we're talking 20 seconds. I don't think it's that big of a deal for an ulti like that.
No. Alrighty, Rise. Here we go. Worst win rate in the game. EAP ratio increased, mana cost decreased. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. E base damage is staying the same. AP scaling is going up by 5%, and the mana cost is dropping by 5 early and then 25 late. Wow, we're gonna move from 42% win rate to 43% win rate.
Yeah, guys, this should be interesting.
This champion sucks.
Yeah, and low elo people don't know how to play him properly, so don't be afraid in your low elo games. For you Plat Plus players that listen to us, if you're good at Rise, you could probably make this work now because you don't have to build. You don't have to go to tank build. They're giving you a little bit extra in the damage. Obviously, you know when you give this dude too much, it just spirals out of control. So they know that they're gonna just
what I'm kind of scared of.
Right.
Cool. They gave a little bit 5% here. Maybe in 2 patches they're gonna give another 5%, and then 3 patches they're gonna give a little bit, and then boom, it's around Worlds time. Rise is pick or ban.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Samira.
I'm not too mad at the buff though, considering he's fucking absolute. It's duty pants.
That's literally nothing. 5% is nothing.
Right.
Actually, it's everything, but it's nothing.
Samson, Samira, whatever her name is now, 80 growth increase, Q80 scaling increased. Since the durability update, she's been struggling to find those explosive leads and snowball opportunities. That makes sense. This champion is like a I wouldn't necessarily call her an assassin, but she's a burst fighter for sure. And when you can't burst, that makes your champion useless. Like your Kha'Zixes and Talons and whatnot and Zeds that need to blow people up. When you can't do that, it makes your champion effectively useless. Her base stats, her AD growth is going to get 0.3 per level, which means her AD at level 18 was 108. It's now 113.1. So a little bit extra, a little bit more scaling in the early game. I mean, you're not talking a whole lot, but maybe enough to do something around level 11. The Q Flare, the damage that you get from it at level 1 is 0. It's the same as an auto attack, but you will scale up to 20.
What the fuck? That sucks.
That base damage is going to stay the same. That's fine. I think it's fair. It's really just an extended range auto attack, so I'm not mad about that. But you get the percentage of your AD, which you're getting an extra 5%. So that does compound with the extra, and it's not much, don't get me wrong. You're talking an extra 0.3 and then 5% of that. But at level 18, it will compound because you'll have 125% instead of 120%. And at that point in the game, when you're looking at about 300 plus AD, it starts making a difference. So yeah, she's getting extra 5% at all ranks. Tell me about the most OP champion in the game right now.
Oh, here we go. You ready for this one? Because I feel like this is going to be a yearly thing they do to Senna.
Yep.
Passive missed Wraith drop rate for Senna minions kills increased. Q slow decrease, strength decreased, slow duration decrease early, and now scales with the rank. They do not know what to fucking do with this champion, guys.
Is she a supporter or is she a carry?
Well, it looks like she's going to be a carry again because the missed Wraith drops is going from we'll round up 2.2% to 8%. So it's getting quadrupled. Yep. And Q piercing darkness, the slow is changing. The base slow of 20% is going down to 15%, and the 10% per 100 bonus 80 is staying the same. Slow duration now scales to from one. It's going from 2 second slow to now a 1 to 2 second slow.
Interesting.
This is literally just telling me they want you to play AD Senna without support item.
Yeah. Yep. You don't even have to play fasting Senna. They're saying, fuck it. Fuck fasting Senna.
What's her drop rate when first not even killing? Let me see.
That's a great fucking question. I don't have the answer to that one. But the internet does.
Yeah, you want to talk to me about Swain Boy here while I'm looking this up?
Swainy Pants, who's a great support with Senna, so you still have that going for you. Swainy Pants is getting a passive healing decrease, a W magic damage and AP scaling decrease, and an R healing per tick decrease. Turns out Swain's new empire was patch 1210, quickly rising to power in every lane. We're nerfing him across the board with particular attention to top and mid, making his healing and damage lower at later stages of the game. His Ravenous Flock, he healed 3.5 to 7%. It's now 3 to 6%. His Vision of Empire, he's losing some damage on this. Actually, he's losing a lot of damage on this one. It was 80 to 240 base with a 70% AP ratio. It's now 80 to 220 base with a 55% AD ratio. So 25%, or I said AD, I mean AP. A 25% nerf to his ratio. That's pretty fucking huge, especially if you play him as a support. That skill now comes back to just being a vision skill, much like the Hawkshot. Demonic Ascension was healing per tick was 15 to 45 with a 20% AP ratio. It's now 15 to 40 with an 18% AP ratio. Again, they're saying it's targeting mid and top, but I think that really kills support Swain, where he would carry with support items. I think that's going to be kind of duty pants, and I wouldn't be surprised if people try to play him support and go with fucking Moonstone like a few patches ago. That still, I think, is an option, and still probably a viable option, considering his AP ratios are going to be dog. It's like, okay, well, let me help my team, right? I think he still has good use with his E and whatnot. What did you find out about Senna?
The passive drop rates of minions she does not kill is lane minions, of course, is 28%. So it's still very high.
Wow.
For the minions she does not kill, but I mean, why not play farming Senna now, where you actually get to farm?
Right. That is kind of gross.
All right, moving on to Silas. Here we go, baby. W mana cost decreased. AP ratio for healing increased. Didn't they just nerf his healing? Cooldown decreased early. E cooldown decreased early. God.
I hate this champion.
I hate this champion. Yeah. W mana cost is dropping by 10 mana at all ranks. 60 to 100. Now it is 50 to 90. And this is big because this is the ability you max first. Healing base is staying the same, but it is getting a 5% increase of the AP. Now it's 40% from 35, and cooldown is getting lowered by 1 second early, and then it's gonna round back down to 6 seconds late. Man.
So,
big.
if you're gonna take 5% from Grievous, why are you also giving him 5% in healing? Like, I know that those two numbers don't even out at all because it's 5% of two completely different things. But, like, why not let him sit on the Grievous part and see where he's at before you overtune him? So, this is a champion that I will be banning.
Yeah, and finally his E cooldown. Shit. Yeah, it's fine. Finally his E, the cooldown is going to lower by 1 second in all ranks from 14 to 10 to 13 to 9.
Wow, cool. Dash more frequently.
Yeah,
Tahm Kench. Unbenched, unloaded, and unclogged. The passive magic damage on hit increased. The Q heal increased, and the R shield strength increased.
Holy shit.
Acquired taste. Bonus magic damage on hit was 8 to 60, levels 1 through 18, plus 2.5% bonus health. Well, you're going to get another 1.5%. You're going to get 4% in bonus health with the same bases. The Q Tongue Lash. The heal upon landing was 10 to 20, plus 3 to 5% missing health. It's now 10 to 30, with 3 to 5% missing health. And lastly, the Devour from the ulti. The shield strength was 5 to 900. It's now 650 to 950. So,
well,
I think
looks like I'm playing Tahm Kench top again.
Yep. The old Stenchy Kenchi. Definitely unloaded, unbenched, unclogged, whatever other unpun you have for him. You like that one? That was a good rhyme. Anyways, move on down to Taliyah, who I hear has been tearing things up after we initially thought she sucked fat donkey balls.
Yeah, see, base health decreased, passive updated, Q damage decreased, E damage to monsters increased, R updated. So, you're telling me just reading this, they wanted to put her in the jungle again?
Yep.
Okay, base stats, base health from 570 to 550. Q cooldown is getting decreased by, or sorry, it's getting increased by half a second late and early. Okay, let me say it again. I'm not cutting that, but that's, you know what I mean. It's getting increased by half a second in all ranks. There we go.
Got it.
Rock damage base is getting increased by 2 early, and then decrease. I can't fucking read. Do you want to do this one for me?
Yeah, sure. 1 rock damage was 38 to 130 with a 50% AP ratio. This is the single rock, guys. It's now going to be 40 to 120, so you're going to help it out a little bit earlier, but it's going to fall off a little bit later with the single rock. The 5 rock damage was 98.8 to 338 plus 130 AP. Is now 104 to 312 plus 130 AP. Again, better early, a little worse late. It's not a big difference either way. It's just a little shifting of power. The boulder damage was 72 to 247 with the 90 AP, 90% AP ratio. It is now 75 to 228, keeping the same AP ratio. Do you want to give Unraveled Earth a shot?
Let's find out. Jungle rocks are sharper. Let's see. E, Unraveled Earth now does 150% damage to monsters.
All right.
Very generic.
Yep.
R, slow down Rocky. Okay. I want to know how they come up with these fucking like little catchphrases.
Little puns have to do with other stuff. Slow down, Rocky. Okay. That's fair.
Taliyah can no longer cast R Weaver's Wall within 3 seconds of dealing non-proc damage.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Oh, proc damage would be like if she had Demonic Embrace or
the burn, Leandry's.
The burn or Ludens with the pop. It's just basically saying if she's not dealing damage with an auto attack or an ability, and it's coming from an item, then she's fine. She can still use it. But if she deals damage, she can't just instantly use it and leave, or use it and follow up. So that's interesting. She must have been chasing people down pretty hard.
Yeah.
Or locking people up, is getting them stuck on the map or something with her wall or something. I don't know.
And then finally, bug fixed a bug where Talia would be unable to reactivate and destroy her wall if she took damage while the wall was up.
Oh, okay. That's a shitty fucking bug. Taric, aka Fabio. This champion needed a little bit of something because he's been kind of useless for a couple patches. Looks like the Q healing is getting increased, the mana cost is getting decreased, and no longer increases with rank. Wow. The E cooldown is decreased, and the stun duration is increased. Holy shit. I'm just telling you right now, if you're not playing this champion in this patch, you need to find something else to do with your life. I don't know. Heal per charge was 25 plus 15% AP plus 3/4% of Taric's maximum health. It's still going to be 25 with 15% AP, but you're going to get a whole extra 1/4% of Taric's max health, guys. One whole extra 1/4%. But that's not the kicker here. The kicker is the fucking mana cost. I will tell you that I used to play this champion a lot, like 2 years ago, and a very big thing I would do is you would max the first 2 levels of Q, and then you'd stop maxing that. And I think you started maxing W because all you wanted to do was, because the way that the passive on the Q works resets every time you get your bravado hits, you want to be able to cast your other spells and stack those up and then heal and then stack them up and heal. Since you can get 2 bravado hits, it makes sense to max 2 levels early, and then you don't have to max it. You can max other skills depending on what you're looking at. With the Dazzle cooldown decreasing from 17 to 13 going to 15 to 11, and the stun increasing by an extra 1/4 second to 1.5 seconds, this might be the skill you want to max after you get those 2 points in Q. You get that extra healing because you're not getting any scaling on the healing. You just get the extra healing with the 2 stacks, and then maybe max your E, and then go back to maxing your Q. So, interesting champion. I think this is going to be one that people are going to see a lot more of. His team-saving ultimate's pretty busted if you can pull it off without the team running away. I mean, shoot, was he getting plays at MSI? I think he was, right?
Yeah, it was T1.
Yeah. Yeah. Gumayushi ran out of it. That's right. So if he was relevant on that patch, which was 3 patches ago, I think he's more relevant now.
Catch me playing Taric jungle, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'll catch you on that.
There's like one dude that plays
just does that, right?
It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty disgusting. Okay. Tryndamere, Q healing increased. Let's go, dude.
Fuck this champion, dude.
R cooldown decreased. So they're like reverting exactly what they fucking nerfed.
Yep.
Oh, Tryndamere took a big tumble. Yeah, fuck you, dude. That one got ran. I always feel proud when Ran starts laughing.
I laughed a few times. I just don't think that you've seen me this time, but that was a good one.
You just lit up whoever made this change. That's all I gotta say. You just annihilated the creator who made this change. Like, that's... Ouch.
Alright, let's see. Base heal is going from 25 to 57 to 30 to 70, okay? And then base heal per Fury stack is getting increased from 0.45 to 1.65, now to 0.5 to 2.3. That's pretty big, considering it's per Fury.
Yep.
Okay. Undying Rage cooldown is getting lowered by 10 at all ranks from 1. I'm pretty fucking sure this is exactly what they...
I think so.
It's going from 130 to 90 to 120 to 80. Guys, Tryndamere is back.
He gets 100 Fury, right? Is that what his total max Fury is? So basically they're saying if you use it all the way full up, you get 230 health instead of 165 health. That's pretty...
Plus 70.
Yeah, right. But that's pretty
300 HP. Yeah.
That's pretty big, dude. That's pretty big.
Plus you max Q first, so it's like fuck.
Right, that's pretty nuts actually. I'm curious what did they do in that last patch? I'm gonna look this up real fast.
I'll
yeah,
move
last
on to Vagar then. Oh,
12. Oh, here it is. 12-10. Let's see. They reduced his base heal from 25 to 57. It was 30 to 70. And so what is it now?
It's literally the same thing.
Yeah, and
They're putting it back.
Yep, but yeah, it's literally they just reverted the entire Bloodlust heal. Literally reverted that. They didn't do anything to his ultimate since 12-6. Before 12-6, it was 110 to 90, and then they brought it to 130 to 90. And so they're kind of meeting you halfway. Okay. So he's basically reverted for the most part.
Stupid.
Vagar, this champion's been overtaking everything. This champion I have seen has been overtaking everything every game. Bot lane, mid lane, ARAM, doesn't matter. Champion's ridiculous because he got that durability stimmy. So his base armor is getting decreased and his armor growth is getting increased and his E cooldown is getting increased. That's so fucking important. His base armor is gonna... Ooh, wow, this is a good one, dude. It got decreased from 23 to 21. His armor growth is getting increased by 1/4 per level. So he's going to have a little bit more armor at the end of the game. And have the tiniest bit of less armor early. His E is taking well, it's not, I guess it's kind of fat. It's already a long cooldown as it is. It was 18 to 12 seconds on the cooldown. It's now 20 to 12 seconds. And they fixed a bug where Vagar's Q tooltip incorrectly stated that bonus stacks could be obtained by last hitting champions. So don't save your Q to last hit champions.
Wow, that's actually kind of... Because you get 5 sacks if you get a takedown, right? I think that's how it works. It doesn't matter if you last hit.
Right, but if you last hit, you get 1. But I don't think it actually happened. I think it was just it looks like it's just a tooltip
right
issue.
Weird.
So people were incorrectly trying to scale their damage.
Alrighty, Wukong, W cooldown increased early, E bonus damage to monsters decreased. This is, if not one of the best junglers right now. W cooldown is dropping, or excuse me, is getting increased. Right now it is 20 to 12. Now it is 22 to 12. So 2 seconds early, big because again, third skill you rank, and then the E damage to monsters is getting lowered by 20% from 180 to 160.
Why are we not attacking his tankiness?
I was gonna say his passive is the thing that's so fucking good.
Right. Why are we not? I don't understand. Riot. I don't understand what you think this is supposed to do to hurt him. Yeah. I don't know. I can't keep getting away with this. Xin Zhao. Passive healing AD ratio increased. W damage increased. Mana cost now decreases with rank.
Oh, this sounds scary.
This champion's been far out of the meta for a while, though, so I can see they're trying to bring him back. His healing base is going to stay the same at 6 to 74, levels 1 through 18. He had a 7% AD ratio, which is getting bumped to 10% AD ratio, and he's keeping that 55% AP ratio. So not a big difference there, but 3% is enough to be half decent. Obviously, late game, when he's got close to 300 AD, you're looking at a different story. It's going to be a lot more impactful, but that's like what... an extra 90 health, I think, on healing. So that's impactful. It's late game, but I mean, 90 health later could be the difference of an auto attack landing with armor differences and whatnot. So, W, when becomes lightning, is going to see a base damage increase by 10 at all ranks from 40 to 180 to 50 to 190. It's also going to see a 10% AD ratio buff from 80 to 90% AD. It's going to see a 15% AP ratio buff from 50% to 65%. The mana cost was 60 at all ranks. It's now 60 to 40, scaling with the level of skill.
This is big.
I think this was what you... did you max this? Yeah, I think you maxed this last previously.
No, you max this first.
Do you?
Yeah, you always max this first.
I thought, maybe it was a Q. No, you're right. It's the Q that's max last. I was thinking it was the E that was first for the dash, but I know you can W dash to get the longer dash.
Right.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. Play Xin Zhao.
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck me. We gotta try to understand this shit.
Alright, we're gonna read this. I don't even want to read this. Okay, Zeri. I don't care about their little tooltip.
Nope.
Let's see what the fuck this says. Q, active damage. Okay. So far I'm good. I know exactly what we're talking about here.
Yep.
Active damage base is changing from, it is going from 7 to 15 to 8 to 20. And the bonus, or the total AD scaling, is getting increased at max rank. It's going from 110 to 120% to 110 to 130% of your total AD. The passive damage of the zap is getting a increase on the AP scaling. If I'm looking at that right, yeah, it's getting increased by 10%. And then, oh, here we go. So I think this is what happened. We didn't understand this last time, where it was like a percentage of levels 1 through 13.
Yeah.
I think this was one of the things we were getting caught up. So levels 1 through 13, it has scaling of 1 to 10%. Now it is going from 3 to 15% levels 1 through 18 of target's max HP. Whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah. I have no fucking clue. It doesn't... Yeah, I don't get it.
Biggest thing here, though, is passive charge attack slow. It does not slow anymore.
Yep. Which I think was actually rather important to her kit, because it just kept you in range. So now she has to actually chase you down instead of slowing you down. So that's interesting.
All right, W damage is getting an increase on the total AD by 10 from 140 to 150. AP scaling is staying the same. The slow is getting decreased late from 30 to 70 to 30 to 50. Okay, it's pretty big. And then the cooldown is getting lowered. Okay, it's got to compensate from 13 to 9 seconds to 12 to 8 seconds. New effect, if W hits a wall, it will now critically strike champions and monsters. Okay.
Okay, that's not terrible, though.
You're going to be sniping fucking dragons over the wall, dude.
Well, I like they're taking the damage out of her just repeatedly hitting you with an auto attack and just giving her raw stats, and I'm okay with that. Because
I felt like that was her thing, though.
But the slow was fucking ridiculous. So if she can't stick on you and just keep auto attacking you or queuing you, I guess in this case, because she's slowed you, this is a decent compensation by giving her crit damage here, I think. So I'm not pissed about it.
All right, E cooldown changing from 26 to 20 seconds to 22 to 16. Wow, 4 seconds at all ranks. Cooldown reduction per attack is getting dropped by half a second. So it is now half a second per attack is going to lower the cooldown. And then the cooldown reduction per critical strike. I had no idea it scaled if you crit.
Fucking clue.
That must have been a new thing, because they wanted people to get away from the Trinity Force shit.
Right.
So, okay, so that is getting changed. Same thing, it's getting cut in half from 3 seconds to 1.5 seconds. Okay, I had no idea that was a mechanic.
What do you build on her? Kraken Slayer?
I think people were going Shield Bow.
I guess you go Shield Bow too. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Gale Force probably isn't that good on her, because she doesn't really need that extra dash.
No. And then finally, R cooldown getting lowered from 120 to 70. It is getting lowered early from now 100 to 70. Movement speed per stack is getting dropped by 0.5% from 1.5 to 1%. Stacks per champion hit by lightning crash.
Oh, when you drop it? Shit. Okay.
So that's getting doubled. Wow.
So she's getting all the stuff up front.
Okay, hold on. So stacks per champion. So if she hits all 5 people, she's getting 40 movement speed. Is that what?
Yeah.
40 stacks. Okay, yeah.
40. That's 40%, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a 1-to-1 now. Okay.
Fucking
1%.
zooming.
Wow. That's big.
And that's the end of champions, guys. And here we are to Grievous, which we sort of already talked about, which pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
We'll skip the Grievous reductions, but some of these items got changed as well. So the overall reduction is base Grievous wounds are going to 25%, empowered are going to 40%.
Stupid.
Bramble Vest here, you're gonna deal 1 more magic damage to the attacker from 3 to 4. Thorn Mail, you're gonna get an extra 10% bonus armor magic damage dealing to the attacker. So you're actually getting more damage out of it. It needed to be a better item anyways on both fronts. So that's not terrible. I'm not too mad about that.
Executioner's Calling, AD is getting increased by 5 from 15 to 20, and then Mortal Reminder, basic attacking champion while they remain affected by grievous wounds 2 times increases the effect.
So you used to have it 3 times to get the effect. Now it's 2 times. Okay.
Okay, that still sucks ass. Oh my god.
I know it's weird too because they're trying to buff the stats, but they're like scared to actually buff the stats. I mean, Chainsword is by far and large the better item there.
Yeah.
It's getting 10 AD added from 45 to 55 and 10 ability haste from 15 to 25.
Wow.
So like
that's so good.
That doesn't surprise me. I would say probably you're going to see a lot more non-crit ADs if they build a Grievous item, opt for this instead of Chainsword. But
well, same thing with like any AD, like if I'm playing Nasus,
top laners,
sure. Obviously, I feel like they need to change Thornmail to not have to require you to have hard CC to get that.
Right. To get that good. It should be any sort of, whether it's
just attack.
Soft CC. Like, well, I can see if you don't want to put it on attack because everything else you have to do something to get the empowered Grievous. Like that's fair. But like make it like, okay, maybe a slow would apply it as well instead of just being
any
hard CC.
Form of CC, yeah.
Right.
But wow, 10 AD and then 10 ability haste. Guys, this item is only 2,600 gold. This literally feels like fucking whatchamacallit, Umbral Glaive of like how much it's worth. Right. This is a good fucking item.
It is. And we're gonna get to the better item here in just a second. We're gonna go down the Oblivion Orb tree. It's gonna get 5 AP, so from 30 to 35 AP, which is really good, especially if you're a support to get that extra 5 AP, because you're already on a starved budget as it is. The Morellonomicon is gonna get 10 AP and 50 HP, so from 80 to 90 AP, from 250 to 300 HP. And the Putrefier is going to get that 5 AP from 55 to 60. The Putrefier is the one here where they can't do a whole lot to because of how easy it is to give it to your teammates at the empowered Grievous effect. So, again, if you're playing an Enchanter support, this should probably be your second item, depending on exactly who you're playing. But if you're playing someone who's going to shield in lane, I would say a second item is pretty fair. You should at least be sitting on the Oblivion Orb. You're probably going to be sitting on the second Bandle Glass anyways.
Yeah.
Just for the mana regen and the AP that Bandle Glass is just a dumbass good item. So I think that you'll sit on that because that's such a utility item to buy. You can build into like 4 different items, I think. Mm-hmm. So you'll probably sit on that, and then, depending on the game state, do you need the Grievous or can you build something else and maybe buy another Bandle Glass later? But Putrefier here is I think the gem of all the Grievous ones. This is the gem. It's still useful even at 40%. I still think it's really, really, really good enchanter item.
Alrighty, moving down to mage items. Let me just shotgun through this really fast because they're not that big. Crown of the Shattered Queen is getting a 10 AP ability power from 60 to 70. The Orin item is also going up from 80 to 90. Everfrost, the active slow root duration is getting lowered by half a second from 1.5 to 1 second. Liandry's burn damage is getting lowered by 10 of the base. And then Night Harvester is getting an ability haste increase. I'll talk about this for a second because this item, no one fucking builds this item.
Nope.
Maybe like,
unless you're playing ARAM.
Yeah, maybe like Nidalee?
Shyvana?
I don't know. Yeah, old Shyvana.
Well, right now she's going Frozen Fist.
It was Frozen and Demonic, yeah, but I guess, but still, yeah. Ability haste is going up by 10.
I still wouldn't buy this item. And
same thing with the Ornn Masterwork item. Cooldown per champion is lowered by 10 seconds, so 40 to 30. So that's actually not that bad.
You know who else builds this item is Rumble.
Okay.
Rumble builds it because it's good for the haste and then the extra pop damage when you hit.
Well, it's gonna be even better now.
So yeah. But that again, it's a very small pool of champions that actually build this fucking item.
And then finally, Riftmaker is getting a 10 AP loss, 80 to 70, and then 100 to 90 for the Masterwork item.
Cool. There's a lot of tank items, but I think I can rip through these.
Good.
Balmy Cinder, which is a piece of shit item. This item fucking sucks, just like Bramble Vest. It's gonna drop in gold cost by 100, and its combined cost is also gonna drop by 100. So instead of 1100, it's gonna be 1000 gold, and the combined cost was 300. It's only 200 gold. The Frostfire Gauntlet, the combined cost is going to go up. So it was 950, it's going to go to 1050. The total cost isn't going to change. It's just because Bommies drops by 100. The health was 350. It's going to gain an extra 100 health and be 450, and that's the same for the Ornn item. Sunfire Aegis is doing the same, an extra 100 gold to buy it, and an extra 100 health. Turbo Chem Tank, an extra 100 gold, an extra 100 health. Abyssal Mask. Magic Resist is going to go up by 5 from 30 to 35. The Unmake bonus Magic Resist. It was gained 7 bonus MR per cursed enemy. It's now gained 9 bonus MR. So a little bit extra buff. If you can curse all 5 people, that's an extra, 10 MR, which is pretty good, right? An extra 10, yeah.
Wait, isn't it, would it not be 9 times 5?
Yeah, what is that?
45? 45?
45. Yeah, it would have been 35 before that, so an extra 10.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. You were gaslighting me into thinking my math was wrong for a second. I was like, wait. I started questioning, like, did I do bad
I heard
math?
35, and I'm like, no, that's what it is now.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Knight's Vow is going to get an extra 10 ability haste, which is pretty good, because nobody's really building that item right now. Randuin's Omen is going to get an extra 10 armor, and Spirit Visage is going to get an extra 10 MR. And Zeke's Convergence is getting an extra 10 armor. That's actually important, because that item
I don't
only
see
gives you
anybody.
25. No, nobody's building it. Nobody's building it. It's a garbage item, and 25 armor is garbage. What does that do for me? 35 armor makes more sense. So I like that. Give me all these fighter items, because, again, there's not a whole lot there. There's just minor differences.
Just Dance heal ratio is getting lowered by 20 from 140 to 120 bonus AD. Thank God.
Yes, that's fucking huge and important on this item.
Blade of the Ruin King getting its lifesteal back by 1%. Thank God for that. Maw Malmortius, the cooldown of the passive is going up by 15 from 60 to 75 seconds. Serap's Gauge.
That was super
Serap's Gauge is another...
item.
Yeah, Maw has been fucking taken over.
Yep.
Serap's Gauge, an item that no one fucking builds anymore.
Nope.
The bonus AD is getting changed from 40% to 45 base AD.
Yep.
And then the shield is getting increased by 5%, 70% to 75%. And then Gore Drinker Mythic passive, the ability haste is getting increased by 2 from 5 to 7.
That's pretty good, actually, because that's like part of building that item is the ability haste. So interesting there. We got a couple AD items. The Kraken Slayer has naturally gone up with extended combat time, so we're tapping down on its third stack bonus 2. So the bonus true damage was 60 plus 45% bonus AD. It's now going to be 50 plus 40% bonus AD. Same for the Ornn item. And Umbral Glaive. Everyone's building this fucking item, so it's going to get a cooldown nerf of 5 seconds from 35 to 40 seconds. Still using Genius Hunter. It's still really good if you're using Umbral Glaive. And Genius Hunter and Zombie Ward or Ghost Portal is really good if you use this. So it's in the same tree, guys. Those are super synergistic. Keep doing it.
Alrighty, systems. First towers. Oh, so outer turrets are getting nerfed. I guess that sounds really weird to say towers are getting nerfed. Apparently they're hitting too hard. I don't think so, because I'm not getting dove as much, and that works.
Right.
So the damage is getting changed from 167 to 391. Now it is 162 to 344, and of course that's minutes from the beginning of the game to 1330. And of course the turrets deal up to 120% increased damage to champions. Is it 3 hits?
Yes.
3 hits is the max, so it's 40% per attack. It gets increased.
Yep.
Alrighty, moving down.
Behavioral systems. I like this. I read this. End of game chat is now opt-in. You'll only see messages from other players in the post-game lobby if you click on the chat icon or enter a chat message. Clicking on the icon will turn on or off player messages. That's actually huge, because how much shit is talked in the post-game where people are telling you to go remove yourself from the planet. That's fucking huge.
I think I wasn't seeing as much since the last patch or when they changed the fucking post game lobby, but this is something a lot of people have asked for because it's like a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you just leave? You don't have to look at it. I'm like, dude, I want to sit there. I want to look at my stats. I want to see the game. But then, someone types something and I get distracted.
Yep.
Now I don't have to see any of that shit.
Nope.
Great. Awesome. Love it.
I love it. There's really nothing in the quality of life changes. I was looking through it and see anything there. Other than that, you got Battle Boss Belvusi, Ocean Song Ash, and Ocean Song Zeri. Ocean Song, why are these different? Okay, they got different splash arts, whatever. Ocean Song Yoni, Nidalee, and Seraphine, plus a Prestige Ocean Song Seraphine, which I think looks worse than the base skin.
I don't know. I think I disagree with that. I think it looks cool. I don't like champion. I don't like splash arts that have like 4 million champions in them.
Right. Oh, I don't care for the just the outfit in general. I think it looks kind of compared to the other one. I think it just looks better, more simplistic. I don't know. Too much going on for me personally. Especially why the fuck she's wearing shoes underwater. But hey, who the fuck am I? Are you gonna wear platforms underwater? I'm not wearing platforms underwater. That doesn't sound like a smart idea.
I'll do it. I don't give a shit.
Oh, you're on, dude. You're on. I don't know what the bet is. I have no idea what the bet is, but that is the consequence of losing the bet, is you're wearing platforms underwater.
That's gonna be it, guys.
New poll. Do you think Dean should wear platforms underwater?
Poll was, do you guys think Grievous needed to be nerfed more? And then our question
once again
was how do you feel about like these massive patches back to back?
Yep, but I'm not going to take up any more of your time here. We've had you guys for about an hour and 15 minutes almost, so we will let you go. Enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you on Friday with our next pair of champions.
Yep. Have a good week, guys.
Later, y'all.